Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, YouTube viewers. Good afternoon, Facebook Nation. I always put a Facebook Nation because a lot of people are on Facebook. Me personally, I'm not on Facebook, but a lot of people that that come to this channel, they also are on Facebook. So that's just my way of saying hello to them as well, typically to them. Before we get started, everyone, men, women, children, have the best day, have the most beautiful day, whatever goals that you'll set forth on this day. May those goals come to fruition. So today we're going to end on top of it. May those goals encompass a positive benefit for all of humanity, because we need it. The world needs to be a better place. This is what this video is about. So today's video, the title is "The Fallen Ones Are Here," and in parentheses it says, "Time does humanity have left?" I know that sounds apocalyptic, but there's a little bit more to this than just, where we're heading and where we're going and things that are about place. Around the corner, not even 2 minutes from where I live. Like I said, it's a beautiful place where I live, but this is a beautiful park as well. And I'm glad that I have on one side of me, I got the water, I got the nature, I got the wood, forest, on one side of me, and then when I'm not crossing over, which is only away from me, I'm walking distance to this part, and I'm in walking distance to the water. So you have to try to create something that gives you tranquility, and we have to find that life because of everything that life is throwing at us. So the fallen are here. I said that before in my videos, that the fallen never left, and they never left. But what I was doing was preparing people for show themselves. They've always been here. They've always been here. They never left. Never after the flood and everything that you heard. They never left, and they walk amongst us. However, they are not true fallen. These are inbred. They're like we would have a mixed child, and then a white person, black person has a child. The child is mixed. Well, these are bloodlines to the fallen who have been in power. So they've held on to the old ways. And as you see, there was a very important death that just took place. And a lot of people out there, the ones who have attained pure light. See, pure light is not something that you wake up and it's given to you. Pure light is something that as time goes on, you'll know. You know it. You'll know that you're immortal, and difference has been up to you to let you know that you've been part of something for a long, long time. And that's the difference between what we're faced with now. And the reason that people in pure light on this earth is because if we were not here, imagine what this place would be. You hear about, Sodom and Gomorrah, but Sodom and Gomorrah was nothing compared to what was going on in Greece, nothing compared to what was going on in Rome, and definitely nothing compared to what we see right here and going on around us right now. So we are the worst of the worst. So we know if we're the worst of the worst, not meaning the population of the world. And I don't want to stay on that. I want to talk about these fallen ones, how much time that we have left, and also how long will Gaia, aka Mother Nature, to all of humanity on this planet, stand by before she enacts her own judgment. And as you can see, as I have in in the screenshot, just in 2022, just here in our country, there has been 27 major catastrophes, and it is only September. 27 historical catastrophes, not just things happening where you got to spend money. No, historical 27, and that's up there. So the numbers don't lie. The thing about it is, why I want to bring that out of nature is because the Tonga volcano has done some serious damage, and that volcano is nowhere near what we have right here in our own country, which is Yellowstone National Park, where they are finding cracks that the volcano is waking up to become active. And then we all said, let's go back to when the pandemic first hit, and everybody was trying to find their peace. But why give up on your peace? Why once the cure came, you gave up and let everything go back, and there was no more, let's stand for this, let's try to make the world a better place. See, this is why I don't do videos, and it's not blaming you, because everything that needs to be said to you is said to you. My thing is with these folks, and that's something that, there is no excuse. What they have done and what they have brought to this planet, what they have done, every law that they have broken, they broke universal laws. And when I talk about the fallen ones, and this is what you're seeing around the world that is going on right now to get away from Mother Nature, because she's exacting her punishment. But let's go to, the stupidity within humanity. Now, last week, Waze higher than a building, came from out of nowhere. People were getting married in Hawaii. They were getting married. And a wave came in and just smashed it. Multiple waves. Waves that didn't even have a storm to cause. They just weirded out and came in and smashed and tore everything apart. Not just the wedding, but also houses and everything that was in the path of that water and those waves. So we know that there's something going on with it. But yet and still, like the 27-year-old, when they went and they asked him, and it's right there, he says to them, you know, I try not to watch news. I try not to bring myself into that mood when I hear these things. So I just focus and I block all that stuff out. That's the average response. He's no different from you and the next person and the next person down the road. This person is no different. So he doesn't care until those waves come crashing into on his street, on his block. That person doesn't care until the fire is targeting his area. That person doesn't care until, you know, crime hits their area. That person doesn't care. Now you see the wind. You see the wind. I'm not stopping this because I'm flowing. And that was the wind. And, you know, someone close said, you know, when things like that happen, it's because you've upset that you're coming out with something, that you know, these fallen ones don't want. Because remember, when you open up your mouth, that's the only way they can hear you. Unlike who created you and I, they can read your mind. You see, now to get back to where the fallen ones, you know, the 27-year-old, all this is going to tie in. And what I want to say about the fallen ones are not just one people like they came, like say, oh, white people came here and they're the aliens and, you know, this happened. No, they're not the only ones that came here. You know, when you got all these different varieties of people all over the different, in the world, all over these different continents, that's not by happenstance. It's not by happenstance. It's because these people who came here, these fallen ones from all different star systems, so they're aliens. They're the ones who created us. And this is what gets me upset when I speak to people, because these fallen ones have you like this, like the 27-year-old who doesn't want to hear it, who doesn't want to see it, until, you know, they come out to say that there's an Earth's atmosphere, which it always has been. This is why it made it easy for them to go back and forth. They cannot leave anywhere else. Let them try. And like I said, that Mars mission, you can scratch that. Just like that, the moon mission, they scratched it. Why are they scratching it? Because we are not alone. These fallen ones are here, and judgment, the ones who are judging them, the Most High, the one who is judging these false gods and these leaders who people have been following and, you know, they carry the bloodline from, they're all in trouble. This is why we can look in Iran right now where there's an uprising. All around the world, all the people are uprising. And the reason for this is because the line has been drawn. The line has been drawn. And by that line being drawn, it means that, you know, people have made a choice. And this is to say about this. So, but before I wait, I'm gonna say this. That what makes these fallen ones so different from the average everyday evil person is because the evil person carries out their will. So we've been taught it through the educational system. We've been taught it through the criminals. We've been taught it through the media. We've been taught it through so many different things that all these lies are now, people don't know what to believe. And it's because it's always been a lie. And this is why these, everything around them falls apart. So I want to read this because this pertains to you. And most people read this and they'll read it in the Bible. Or they'll read it in a religious, they won't get it in a religion because people in churches, the people who are supposed to teach the truth, won't read this scripture because it applies to the preacher. It applies to the people in the church. And remember, we live in a world where the fallen ones, if you offend the fallen ones, then you're wrong, whether you're right or you're wrong. And this is why these things are happening the way that they are, because we're living a lie. So for all these people who sit out there and the suburban moms and, you know, they're the hard-working, you know, father of 8 and worked all his life, worked his fingers down to the bone, considers himself a hard-working person, a good person, but behind closed doors you're racist. And then behind closed doors you're oppressing people in a position where you work. And you know that you unjustly treated people, or you condone the unjust treatment because you say, well, they had to do something. Just like the 27-year-old. So remember, these fallen ones, they love you. They love you. And what's bad is that, you know, you think, you know, most people think that they're serving a God. Well, let me tell you what your God got planned for you, because this comes from the King James Bible. John chapter 8, verse 44. And it reads, and this pertains to anyone who is watching this. It pertains to everyone on this earth. And it's not the person that to say, well, oh, he's reading it from the Bible, so he must believe in the Bible. No, these words all were taken from an earlier time. We've been here over and over and over. And the faster you learn it, the better off you be. Life makes more sense. Just like how hollow that moon is. It's hollow. 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 Like a bell. Hollow. It really is. So, if you think, when you think that these things are conspiracy theories, then the fallen ones do love you. Because they use conspiracy as well to offset truth. This is why we're in the world we're in right now, because everybody's lying. So let's hear what John chapter 8 has to say about people who say, oh, it's all right, I can lie, I can scheme, I'm still a good person. You ain't a good person. In your Bible, your God says it. So here it says, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father he will, meaning lust, meaning I want money, I want materialism, me first, all these other things that involve me, get the next person, I'm first, and everything else can be second. That's lust. He was a murderer from the beginning. And being a murderer, how does this pertain to us? Condone it. Condone it. When we know that these things are happening, yet we do nothing about it, and we say that 27-year-old, nothing I can do, so I don't watch it, I don't follow it. So, okay, conspiracy to commit. So therefore, not conspiracy what is the accomplice? An accomplice to the crime, accomplice to the fact, because we were okay with it. So now, he said that he were from the beginning and abode in not truth. He was lying. And it's not he, it's they. Liars. Because there is no truth in them. So for all those good people out there who sit back and say, hey, I work a good job, look at me, everything is for you, but yet you feel no responsibility to the earth, no responsibility to give back to anything that's on this earth. So we live here and we destroy it, and then we die, and then our children do the same thing. We are not only murderers, we are destroyers, and he was a destroyer of worlds. So in the same text, it says, there's no truth in it. When he speaketh of a lie, he speaketh of his own. He's a liar and the father of it. So that's a hard thing to say. So whether you believe in a higher power, you believe in a higher spirit, or you think that you're just going to, pass on and that's that, you're wrong. There wouldn't be watchers, there wouldn't be people of pure light on this earth, and the fallen ones definitely would not be here. So you are going to answer, because the Creator in the High Council, they created this intelligence to seek perfection, meaning that love and harmony within all the universe. And with that love and harmony, you're going to have that antimatter. You're going to have that something has to be destroyed for something to be created. But it's in harmony within balance of the universal laws of and from the Most High, and carried out throughout by the High Council. So when we talk about, how this affects us, how and when, these judgments are to take place. These judgments are already taking place. Everyone's living in delusion. And, it's sad that, that people who do read the Bible and are deeply into religion, they all hear the story of the flood, and they all have the same thing, that when the flood came, people were marrying and doing whatever they wanted to do, but at the end of the day, the flood came. People were getting married when those waves came in last week. So your life is short. And, the fallen ones are the ones who live it up and leave the rest. Live it up. You live forever. So if you want to come back into a world like this, again, you're not coming in here with your family that you have right now. You might come back as a dog, and you might come back as a deer and be hunted. You might come back as a tree and get cut down. You might come back as a bench so that people can sit on you. But everything on this earth is consciousness. Consciousness becomes matter. So whether we want to believe it or not, these fallen ones are here. And as far as the passing goes of a person who just passed away, again, these are gods that are fighting for power. These are people, the one who just passed away was actually here for a very, very long time, and was a very, very person. Not because of her title, not because of her money, not because of her wealth, because of what the blood that was running through her. That was blood that goes all the way back to the ancient ones. It was not because of the fallen ones. So, for her to pass, that tells you that time is here. Because sentences are being passed out right now, as we speak. Sentences. For instance, 47 police officers in California are sitting at a desk because they couldn't pass their psychological exam. So that's just one thing. And the only reason that they looked that up is because these individuals, one of the individuals on that police department went out and killed a couple of people. And we saw in Chicago where, where the cops got out the car and did a hit in broad daylight. A hit in broad daylight. They were arrested. So it's telling you that this world is corrupt all the way through. And you and I now are being judged by what we condone. So time is short. And like I say, the November is almost here. November is war time. And if you don't see that brewing, I don't know what you've been thinking or what you've been drinking. And as far as June of next year, if civil war doesn't happen, Mother Nature will change our earth as we know it. The world will never be the world will be a different place. So, some people might find that kind of extreme or hard to understand, but at the same time, all you have to do is open your eyes, because people whose eyes are open, they're seeing it. So, how much time we have left? Not much. But how much time do you have? Because your soul is immortal.